Well, hello guys, welcome to episode 68 of the Gottne Till I Die save. This is where we are trying to take the tiny club of Gottne IF. I know at the start of these I always pronounce them differently. I forget at the start and then I remember. So it's Gottne, not Gottne. Yeah, I take Gottne IF to the top of Swedish football. As you can see, we're doing rather well. And at the end of last episode, we were kind of excited that although that we'd been knocked out of Europe, we looked like we might be able to be fighting with Häcken and AIK for top spot, or at least get into second spot. They were a few points ahead of us, and we were trying to chase them down. So as you can see in the table, we are second, which is very, very exciting. And but you can also see that AIK are 10 points ahead with a game in hand. So something's gone wrong, and you'll see on the right that something has gone wrong. So we've lost our last two games, which is utterly inexcusable. So after last game, we played Enske IK in the cup. Goals from Camp and Tinnerholm got us through that. We rotated to some degree here, but not massively. Camp is just so important to us. And then we played Sirius and we won 2-1. 2 goals from Samare. Very, very happy with that. And then the next two games we have lost, and this is really disappointing because these are two games we should be absolutely winning. This game we took the lead and we looked superb all the way through, but they scored 2 goals, which was really frustrating. And then we just couldn't find a way through them. As you can see, Paul with a fairly poor average rating. We should not have lost that game. We should not have lost that game at all. We should have won that game. This game against Kalmar, we didn't play as well, but we certainly weren't terrible. As you can see, we pulled it back to 1-1 with Nagash with a goal, and then they scored a couple of goals. But again, we are struggling. John Joe Kenny from Everton, nice. We're struggling a little bit away from home. As you can see, we've lost our last 3 games away from home, last 4 games away from home. So we hopefully can put that right soon. Now you can see in the next 2 away games against Dyrskadens and Göteborg, so I don't hold out too much hope for that. But we have got home games against Falkenbergs and Brage in the next 2 games, which will be important to win, as we have games then at home against Norrköping and Häcken, so 2 much better sides. But the game against Häcken could be particularly important, and that will be the last game of this week, as Häcken sit just 1 point behind us, as do 3 other teams. So this could go absolutely brilliantly, fantastically, and we finish second, or it could be horrible and we finish in like 6th or 7th. It's hard to say. I think all the way down to Hammarby, there's a chance of being caught up, and just losing those last 2 games, we should be 6 points clear of where we are now, and we're not, and that's really frustrating. We should be 49 points. We'd be still considerably behind AIK, but that's where we should be. I think in the last episode I talked about Tapsoba leaving. I talked about the lone player Patterson coming in to provide some cover on the left side. Colley was a subject of a bid from somewhere, I can't remember where, but he decided not to go. They couldn't match his wages, so he's still with us. So the squad looks like this. He's still wanted, so hopefully we'll get rid of him fairly soon, and it'll take his negative influences out of the side. Right, I'm just going to set up the team, and then we'll go forward and play this game against Falkenbergs. I'm obviously way behind, so I'll move forward until the game and then we'll play it. Okay, we're back. One thing I didn't actually mention prior to this, so in addition to removing Tapsoba from the side, we've also got had bids in for Christiansen and Joseph Bowden, who were both in our reserve team for £12,000, rising for a bit more than that. I didn't see any reason not. We bought them both in on a free just to give us a little bit more backup, but it means we make a bit of money out of both of those players, so that's fine by my book. We'll probably have to look to bring in some more quality in the reserves. We've also just had our youth intake, and it's again absolutely terrible, but we got no money to improve the youth recruitment or youth setup, so it's a bit tricky at the minute. Right then, anyway, this is the team we're going with. We have Paul and Krebs up top, Henningsen on the right, Camp on the left, Samore and Tinnerholm in the middle. Very familiar central midfield lineup. In at the back, Yallo is playing on the left. Tapsoba's gone, and we have Ntumba is injured. So that's kind of why that is. And then we are going to go with Ahmedzovic and Bilderbrick in the centre because Anderson's not doing so well at the moment. Neither is this guy. We're going to be playing with Nilsson on the right side, who's come back and he's playing all right. So let's see what we can do. Let's see whether we can, right those two wrongs of those two losses that we should never have experienced. We have moved down to third place. I didn't see that, but Göteborg got a win, and that pushed us down into third place. Interestingly, Häcken have lost again, and we'll show you their form. In fact, we'll show you their form now because it is comical form. Considering how they started, look at this decent start to the season, decent start. Oh, look how good they're doing. And then it's just gone horribly wrong. And we're playing them at the end of all this. So, if things continue like that, we should be ahead of them, whatever happens. But it's the other teams that I'm kind of worried about. Well, ball's out, and they've cleared it nicely. Yallo, and that's terribly done. Yallo, who's not the greatest player in the world. Larsson's running through, and the keeper makes a save. That sort of angle that they run at, it's never 100% that they're going to score a goal. So it's I'm not never too worried about that. Yallo is a bit of a worry at left back. He's probably not going to be here come next season. To be fair, Samare, beautiful ball through. It's in. Paul, 2 hits on it, but he's scored. It's his 10th of the season, actually. Paul is... He's done better. I mean, you look at this season compared to the seasons before, it's nothing even close. But he's certainly made... in recent times, he's done pretty well. Nagash hasn't really worked as well. And to be fair, Krebs has gone a bit quiet in recent times as well, which is frustrating. So these two, this is the beating heart of the team, these two. They are constantly finding the balls to start these attacks. Yallo, ball in. It's in, it's Paul. It's another goal, 11th of the season. Very, very nice. So this is exactly what we wanted. Right then, so and that was a cross from Yallo as well, which is nice. Here you go, coming again. Camp. I thought he was going to shoot there, but decided not to. It's Henningsen now. Paul, the provider this time, Henningsen, with his 8th of the season, he's been quite good as well. Now, theoretically, he will be signed at the end of the season. I don't quite know how we're going to afford that. But we will see. We will see whether we are able to manage that. I mean, if we do, I think that will be an improvement on the side. He might be chucked out on a free as well. That's a possibility. At the end of his contract, so we might be able to pick him up in a different way. Right, another attack. Samare, he plays another cracking ball. It's Camp, and he goes for the shot. Ghosts through the defender, literally ghosts through him. I mean, he walked through him physically somehow there. And another one. I mean, dear me. I mean, it's nice when this happens, but where were these goals in the last episode, or between the last episode and this one? I do feel defensively we're not quite where we want to be. But here we go. It's a break, and Krebs is through. Now he is someone who can finish. And he does. It's 4-1 or 4-0. 30 minutes in, we're 4-0 up. I think that's pretty damn good. I think second would be massive. I think that's what we're trying to fight for now. I think top is out of the way, but second would mean, I think that's Euro Cup, if we manage to get that. So that would be huge to qualify for the Euro Cup, but via our league position rather than winning the cup. I think the absolute minimum is European football for me. Absolute minimum. We need to get that. Henningsen, he's through. And that's a terrible shot. It was with his left foot. I don't think he's left-footed. There's another one coming in. We've had a few big wins, which is kind of cool, but Isaacson makes the catch. Hardly had anything, haven't they? Wow, karate kicks fit forward. Mohamed, and the goalkeeper dives early, and that's it. 4-1. Is there a way back for them? You hope not, because I think that would be absolutely gutting. They certainly have something up front. They are not completely toothless, but we seem to have a lot more up front, and that is not what you want to be doing. Paul into Tinnerholm, Samare, ball round the corner, and gone through the defence again. I don't know. Amahezovic is looking a bit ponderous when people are running at him. That is a bit of a worry, and this is something I'm finding. I wonder whether it's his age. I mean, a lot of things are declining. He's 32. He's not the fastest. He's not the most agile. So maybe a defender, centre-back might be a place to look next year to improve this squad. I think up front, it would be nice to have a little bit more firepower. I think Sigurd Palsson probably is going to leave at the end of this year, as he's not really had much game time, and I think we've kind of outgrown him a little bit. He's a hugely important servant. He went a lot longer than most people might have expected. Henningsen, it's off the bar. So I think he'll be leaving. The other thing, I mean, Krebs and Paul he's getting on a bit. Here's Camp. So I don't see him. Maybe 1, maybe 2 seasons left for Paul, I would have thought. Oh, Builder Brick loses that. And it's a luck. What are the chances of that clearance finding the man? But it's Amahezovic struggling to deal with people with pace. So 53 minutes in. I wonder whether replacing him perhaps with whatchamacallhim, Anderson might be the move to make. Oh, I thought Camp was going to get there. Oh, wow. The goalkeeper was left in no man's land there, but Camp is running through the entire team. He has done. Oh, if he'd finished that would have been awesome. Ball comes in now. Camp. Oh, it's straight into the goalkeeper's hands there. Goes long. Oh, that is awful. Who's that? It was truly dreadful play from Nielsen, that was. We're doing all right here, though. Camp. And he can finish those. He has finished so many of those. Praise him at this point. I'm going to try it. See how that works. Bring Anderson on. I mean, they've actually created a lot of decent chances. 9.5 for Paul. That's a decent bit of average ratingness. Samari, of course, he's going to play the ball through. It's Krebs. He can finish, as I said. It's, oh, wow. Well, he's on target. Keeper makes a good save. He went a bit narrow on the angle there, I think. It's another game with so many chances. We're only 66 minutes in. It seems like we play this game forever. Muller. Well, come on now. On the social media platforms, they're saying that Muller should be getting more game time. He's not moaned at me, but yeah, probably not wrong. Always nice to see the two strikers with nines. Right, straight into the goalkeeper. Looks like it's set up for another attack. And as always, we're going to play it out from the back. Anderson makes a really nice ball, crossfield ball. So Nielsen. And we move forward. Tinnerholm plays it forward. And that was pretty awful as well. And what's going on here? Apparently Camp is looking knackered. Another mistake from Bilderbrick. There are mistakes in the back occurring. We'll take Camp off and easy. Nope. Not an easy replacement. Simpson can play there. Now we've got another game very shortly after this. We haven't got much downtime at all. So let's have a look where that puts us. Goal difference is looking really good. 16 goal difference, which is very, very good. This has not been our best thing, really, our goal difference. So that's nice. Norrköping didn't win their game, so they are now 3 points behind us, which is good. Djurgården's doing terribly. We're trying our best here. We are trying our best to catch all and sundry up. Häcken are dropping like a stone. We want to make sure we don't do that. But if Häcken drop out of the picture, then that will be at least one more that aren't going to be worrying us too much. But we are doing best in terms of goal difference, and we keep doing well for that. So Krebs, he's not scored for a while. Let's just have a look at his form in recent times. Yeah, it has been a while. He's got a few assists though, not been doing the best recently. Certainly much better at the start of the season. Paul, on the other hand, he's been much better in recent times. I'm sure I clicked form there. So 2 goals, yeah, 2 goals. That's certainly been his best game for a long while, actually. He seems to spread the goals out, which is it's not kind of what you want, but you know he's a good player, and he's up to 7 goals for the season, which is nice. He's under a 6 point, he's under a 7 average rating, so we want him to kind of push himself up to have that. So he needs a few more goals to manage that. So Henningsen, so he's on loan from Häcken. And his contract is up with Häcken. So no, he may well be someone who if we don't manage to sign him, he is supposed to be transferred, but I think there is money involved in that. If we don't manage that, then we'll be able to play him next time. Okay, guys, thank you very, very much for dropping on by. If you have enjoyed this, then please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you are new. Hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss a single thing that I put out. And we'll be coming back for the final game of the season against Häcken. And hopefully we will still be fighting for second place. Fingers crossed. Thank you very much. Goodbye.